You won't bite, don't worry. Come on up.
Scary. Good morning.
I got dressed up.
You got all dressed up for this, huh? Yeah, I get that. So did I. Yes, yeah. Well, I just wanted to take a minute to talk about what a bishop is. Is that all right? Talk about what a bishop is. And I'm going to do that by talking about some of the symbols of my office, which that doesn't mean the office that I sit in, but the bishop itself, okay? And so you might notice that Deacon Io's holding this right here. What do you think this is? Shepherd staff, that's right. A big fancy word is crozier, but shepherd staff is right. And one reason for that is that the bishop is supposed to be like a shepherd to the people. And so the shepherd staff, you might notice, has a hook on it, and that's to maybe reach out and get lost sheep, bring them back. And this end is used to poke them along and get them moving. So that would be kind of one of the symbols of the shepherd staff. And so I also have a pictorial cross. It's a big cross that I wear primarily, usually when I'm serving at the altar liturgically in the service, right? And so this cross has some symbols on it, and it has a staff on it. It has a dove, symbol of the Holy Spirit, and it's got a chalice and a host. Those are the symbols for the communion, the bread and wine, right? And it's also got symbols for the sky. And that's because when I was made a bishop in northwest Texas, which is another part of the world, 77,000 square miles of it actually, I was thinking of symbols for the diocese to put on here, and so if I was going to think of Amarillo, Texas, I would have put, maybe a cow. Or if I was going to think of Midland or Odessa, I might put an oil derrick. Or if I was thinking of San Angelo, I'd put a sheep. Or if I was thinking of Lubbock, I might put a cotton ball on here. Something like that. But what I chose to do was go with the big sky. The common thing out there is the big sky. And so we went celestial instead of terrestrial. So everybody wants to know about the hat, right? This is called a mitre. It's called a mitre, and a lot of people, I got to tell a story. So when I first became a bishop, I was wearing this mitre, of course, and it was like the second or third church I'd gone to see. It was in Dalhart, Texas. And after the service, I took my mitre off, and I was walking through the Sunday school classroom saying hi, and this little girl looked up at me, and see, at that time this mitre was fitting real tight, probably because my head was bigger. But it was fitting real tight, and I had this red mark across my head, and she said, "Does that crown hurt your head?" And I've never forgotten that, because that's what I'm afraid people see is that this is a crown, and this is something like Henry VIII would wear, and so it's not supposed to be intimidating and scary. The bishop is supposed to be a pastor, and this is actually not a crown, but it is to represent from the day of Pentecost when all the apostles had the tongues of flame land on their heads. It's supposed to represent that you're on fire with the Holy Spirit. So that's what it's supposed to represent, is those tongues of flames from Pentecost. So that and bishops are like, they're considered like in the line of the first apostles. An apostle, I know we're going in deep here, but apostle it's the same word that means sent. So we're like missionaries. And missionaries to go out and proclaim God's love, because that's what this is all about. It's all about love. So this may not look like it, but that's what it is. It's about love. I'm not a king. You're not subjects to the king. It's a different deal. It's all about love. Do I dare ask if you have questions? I am going to preach it, but I'll shorten it, I promise.
You talked about your ring, sir.
Oh, I have a ring too. I have a bishop's ring, and on my ring I have on the top of it, you see, on the top of the ring there is it's the seal for the diocese, and what I can do with that seal is I can, on important documents, important papers, we put wax on there, hot wax, and I can lick the top of this ring and I can stick it in that wax and it has my seal on it, making it official. Right? Clergy think that's cool. So, I'm thrilled to be with you all today. It is really a privilege to be here with you. It is. It's a great congregation that you're part of. And you're one reason it's great. Okay? You're not just the future of the church, you are the church. Okay? Amen. All right. Thank you. So, hopefully I'm not too scared.